Hello friends, my name is Habib. Today we're going to learn how to make a guess the color game using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So first, open VS Code, File, open folder, Documents, new folder, new folder. Guess the color, select folder. Now create index.html. I'm going to create 3 files. And before I watch this video, make sure I have a basic knowledge of HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Anyways, HTML5. Inside this HTML, the first thing I'll do is create a div with another div, a h1, add an input, and then I'll link the HTML file to the CSS. I meant the JavaScript. Now I'll link the HTML file to the CSS. Like that's how you say it, the CSS. And now for the div, I'll give it an ID of base ROG. I'll give this ID of color, and they give this input an ID of input. Now I'll copy the path for this HTML page. Copy path, paste path, and now you see you have this input. But we don't just want that input, we want, something. So now write hashtag base display display grid place items center. Now the input is going to be at the center. Centered input. Now that we've done this, I'm going to create the styling first. I'm going to create the actual functionality first. So first in JavaScript, I'll create an array of all the possible colors that you can choose. I'll create 3 colors: red, green, blue, so that the game won't be impossibly hard. And so I'll create a function, choose, and this function, it will choose a random value from the array. And then I'll create another variable called answer. And then the function choose, it will set answer to a random value from the array. To achieve that, you have to use math.random. But math.random, it returns a random number between 0 and 1. And you know that anything between 0 and 1 is a decimal. So I have to use math.floor, math.round, so that it can be a whole number. And so we multiply it by 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2. So we multiply it by 2. And now when we run this function, I will print choose. Then I'm going to console.log answer. And then I'll run the function. I'll reload. every time I reload the page, it will choose a random color. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, blue. That's cool. I'll change this to 3. I'll start random times 3. Undefined red, red, undefined red, undefined red, undefined, 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 and undefined, undefined, undefined. Red, blue, red, blue, red, blue, red, red, blue, red, blue. I'll change this now. I'll change this to mass.floor. Floor. Yes, this meant to be mass.random times 2. It's meant to mean the red, 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 green, 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 red, green, 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 red, 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 green, red, green, green. So anyways, you see that now generates a pseudo random number. And now you can see it generates a random number between red, green, and blue. What we need to do is that there's this input. So we have to actually do something with the input. So we have to get the input. So let imp is equal to document.getElement by ID. Input. Now we're not going to focus on styling since interactivity is more important. I'm going to write imp dot on change. Oh no, wait. Imp dot on change is equal to e. Now write if then imp dot value is equal to answer, then it will set, then I'll create a new one which basically got this HTML. Let's arrow g is equal to document.getElement by ID rog. Then you set the rog.inner text to correct. But if that's not the case, then you set the rog.inner text to wrong. I'm going to reload it. Oh no. ed wrong. That's a bit sad. But first we have to run the choose function. Choose. Go to ID. It will definitely say wrong. And now write blue. It will say correct. Then I'll write red. I am wrong. So wrong. Now we want it to be so that every time you use this input, now I want it to be so that every time you use this input, it will pick a random value for it again. So every time you use the input, I'll run the choose function all over again. So I'm going to write red, wrong, red, green, correct, no, it's wrong, red, blue, green, red, blue. Oh wait, what? Green. The problem is this, that every time I write a new value like green, it is immediately going to change the variable before it registers the input. So we have to put the choose function after it registers, after it checks if the value is right or wrong. Only then we should run the choose function. Now I'm going to reload it again, and if I write red, it says correct. If I write red, it says wrong. If I write green, it says correct. That's just how programming works. I'm going to delete all the values in here. But yeah, we've got the base gameplay working. Yeah. So now I'm going to create the actual color thing. This color is the color. So write hashtag color is equal to document. No, this is not HTML. I'll set its background color. Now, when the color is unknown, when the input isn't registered, the background color is going to be black. I'll set the width to 100 pixels. Along with that, I'll set the height to 100 pixels. Along with that, I'll make it more rounded. And then I'll give it a margin bottom. I'll give it some margin top and some margin bottom. Reload. And now I'm going to choose red. We want it to be so that every time we choose a correct answer, it will change its color to the correct answer. So now, if the answer is wrong, and then I'll create a new variable called COL. I'll set it to document.getElement by ID color. So now every time we get the answer correct, it will set call.color. And now I have to do a bunch of unnecessary if statements. Gah. How unnecessary. I'll create a new function called rand. Change underscore color. Change color. And this change color, if the answer is equal to red, then I'll open up Google Color Picker, and then I'll find a nice shade of red. No. Ah, there it is, a nice shade of red. I'll copy its hex code. I'll set the call.style.color. I meant background color. Why do I keep getting this wrong? To this hex code. I'll copy this if statement. Is it copied? No. And then I'll create an else if. Create an else if statement. And then lastly, create an else statement. And if the answer is equal to green, then it will change its background color to, let me find a nice shade of green. Since if I just change this to normal green, then it will be too oversaturated. And also that term is not complicated. It's very simple actually. But if that's not the case, i.e. if it's equal to blue, then I'll change its background color to, and now to find a nice shade of vibrant blue. There we go. Now reload. No, it's not changing because we haven't actually ran the function yet. So now, if your answer is correct, it is going to run this change color function. Change color. It will run the change color function if your answer is correct. Oh yeah, that is. After it randomizes it again, it's going to run the change function, so that it's going to be prioritized. So if I write red, the function is not going to. Not only is the function not going to run, but the program will also be belittling us for getting it wrong. So the answer is green, and now it changes to this nice shade of green. Green again. Green. Green. What's happening? Blue. Blue. Confusing. The answer to this one is blue. Blue again. Blue. Blue. Green. Red. Red. Yeah, you see that there's a problem. This problem is pretty bad. So I'm going to create a button so that we can submit our inputs. Give it an ID of btn. Submit. And then I'll press no, not give it class. And now I am going to give it on click. On when it is clicked, it will run the sub function. I will remove everything inside this onChange function into the sub function. Sub, not submitted fed. What are all these fancy JavaScript terms doing? And now I will submit my answer. I got it wrong. I will submit it as red. Actually, when we get it wrong, we want to change the background color. Now, I'm not going to change this to black. I'll find a nice shade of white to change it to. Yes, white. The default background color is going to be white. Now, if you get it wrong, it will change the background color to white. To make this truly random, I am going to. So now, when I move this, when it picks a random color again, it is not going to show us in the console. So now, red. Submit. Yes. Wait, red, not green. Green. Submit. Ah, correct again. Blue. Ah. Duh. If answer is red, what's a nice shade of? Oh, have to repick the colors again. How tedious. Oh, wait a minute. This isn't. Wait. Alright, blue. Green. Maybe. Red. Yes. So now it's time to work on the actual styling of this thing. Now this button has an ID of btn. I am going to place it after the input by setting its float to left, which will make it to place itself after the input. Okay, let me just style the input. So I write hashtag input. I will make it pretty bulgy and large. And not only will I make it pretty bulgy and large, I also have to do another thing. Make it pretty rounded. Border radius, like 50%, so that I can be half rounded, half not rounded. No, just turn to a circle. 50 pixels, maybe. That should work very fine, and if it does work very fine. And now set the border radius. No, I've already set that. But I also need to set the body color. I'm going to set the background color of grey. A good shade of grey. Sort of dark grey. A grey. Nice background. Cool, I guess. Now I remove all of the border. Because, well, no borders allowed in this territory. I didn't save it. Yes, there we go. You know, padding is great, but I'm going to set the width manually. Now we have a much longer and unnecessarily long submit form. And then I'll make the font more bulgier, bigger, bulgier. There we go. And I'll also align the font to the center. And there we go. Red. Red, yes. It's blue, not red. Yes. Now I see the problem. Because it changes the color after it chooses the next random value. It changes the color to the next random value. It changes the color to the next random value instead of changing the color to the current value. How dumbleheady of me. Red. Submit. Blue. Submit. Yes, I got blue. Now for the H1. The ROG. H1. All I'm going to do is increase its font size. That's it. I'm just going to increase its font size. That's like the only thing I'm going to do right now. And now I need to make this thing to be bigger. Bigger, because bigger is always better. And now bigger. S. No, S. Wow, I got it right. How great. Whatever. Now for the ROG. I want it so that if the answer is correct, I will set its style.background color. I will set it to be a unique shade of green. Go to the Google color picker all over again. Copy this very vibrant shade of green. Paste the very vibrant shade of green. Do it again. And then find the very vibrant shade of red. It's not vibrant, just copy the very vibrant shade of red. I don't know if it will stack well. It's all hard. It will not work. And I set the background color. I was meant to set the color. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. Again, I set it. I make it wrong. Yeah, I need to make it the color brighter. Vibrant. Always better. The basic facts. Color. By a very bright shade of green. And now it's much more clearer and visible, while still attaining the effect of goodness. Oh, how is that possible? The last thing we have to style here is the button. What is the button doing here? For the button, I'll do something not so unique with it. Hashtag BTN. I will set its position to absolute. How could I make this type of decision? Oh no. Position absolute. I have to move it down a lot. Its top 50 pixels. Minus, no, it's bottom 50 pixels. Whatever. First thing first, increase the padding. Because as the person has always told you, bigger is better. Next, make the button to be a circle by setting its border radius to 100%. Next, say that the button doesn't look that good when it's a circle. Then lower the border radius. Yikes. And then lower it some more. And then remove the border, the outline, because it looks ugly. And then give it a box shadow of 0, 0, 30 pixels, RGBA 0,0,0,0.5, and then do a bunch. Wait, no. Yikes. That's really what I was hoping for when I did that. Also, yikes. Maybe a 25 will do the trick. Yes. No, it's a 50 is better. I just need to reduce the... Where's the padding? The padding. No. Gah. Okay. I'm going to set the... No. We will increase this padding to 70 pixels. And then I will set the width to 100 pixels. And then I will remove the circularity from it. A large submit button. Yeah. Make it smaller. And now that I've done this, I will reduce the bottom. I meant I will reduce the bottom. I will increase the bottom. Yes, we have almost got it perfectly aligned. So, once it gets perfectly aligned, now that it is perfectly aligned, it is time for the moving it of right. So, the moving it right, it will require some 90% to move it right. Oh, this actually moves it left, not right. It's an irony. And now we've finally gotten the proportions right. That is the end of a definitive guide on how to make a button. I don't really like that. So anyways, now normally this would be the end of today's video, but we also need to pick a good font, because it's pretty amazing how a good font can transform your entire website from making it look like it was made by somebody that didn't know anything about CSS to looking like it was made by somebody who knew everything about CSS. So for this one, I'll choose the railway font. Yay, font. The font, look at the font, so great. There's a sick railway font. So now select any of the ones you want from here, and then go to @import, and basically just copy everything, paste it in your index.css, save, and then asterisk, and set the font family of everything to railway, and then cursive. Now, if you know how to add your own fonts to CSS, you could definitely do that. It makes it better. You have to add your own fonts, but railway is just my personal preference. Now, the last thing we have to do is to add the truly best effect of all time. Now, first, I will position this box shadow to make it less shadowy and more not shadowy. Where did it go? Oh yeah, it's meant to be 10 pixels. First, I'll position this box shadow to make it more shadowy. Okay, minus 10 pixels, and then 10 pixels for this. There we go. And now I am going to copy this box shadow property. The first thing I'll do is that I'll paste it in the div, and instead add an inset to make it look truly stunning. And then I'll add an inset to make it look truly stunning. And then I'll do this, elaborately the same thing for the input. Add an inset, make it look more stunning. Yikes! 10 pixels. And this is meant to be. What? I ruined everything. And then add an inset to make it look elaborately more stunning. And then yikes. And then lastly, to the last one, do the same thing, except replace the box shadow elegantly with a text shadow. Reverse the values. And then add an inset to make it elaborately more stunning. Now, yikes. Anyways, that is the end of today's video. Hope you enjoyed it. Subscribe to my channel, ObaCode. Bye.